Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to lesson 7 in this series of lectures called Decoding Algebra. We're gearing up for CAT 2021, and today's topic is going to be a pretty important one from that perspective. We're going to deal with logarithms as part of algebra. All right, before we go ahead, here's a quick description about myself. As you can see, I've done my MBA from IIM Bangalore, and I've already completed my engineering before that. That should tell you I'm probably a little better than most at logs and quant. I have a decade's worth of experience in training students for MBA, for CAT exams, which means students under me have gone into the best of institutes across the country. I'm very fortunate to now be part of this, extremely talented bunch of educators at Unacademy. Right, here's the agenda for today's session. We'll quickly try and understand what a logarithm is and understand how to deal with the basic properties of logarithms and the kind of questions that we'll see, right? As a basic session, I'm going to only deal with, easy, medium level problems. There are obviously harder question types on logarithms, which we will cover at a later stage, but today's objective is like logarithm for dummies, which means that it's probably more relevant if you don't know much about logs. Before we go ahead, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Unacademy at CAT4MBA, and our Telegram channel also gives you daily updates on what kind of sessions are happening on YouTube, on our various platforms, on the Unacademy app itself, in fact. So do follow us on social media. There is a very exciting announcement I have, the Unacademy Champions League. If you haven't followed up, this happens every second Sunday. So every alternate Sunday, starting from tomorrow, that's that 3rd of January, we are conducting a Champions League of sorts, where at 5 p.m. there will be a test, there will be exciting prizes and scholarships to be won, and there will be an analysis that happens towards the evening. So same day you get to take a test, you get to benchmark yourself, you get to win prizes, and you get to analyze your performance, right? And here's information about a new batch that we've started on the Unacademy app. This batch has just about started on the 1st of January. Geared up for next year CAT. All you need to do to join a batch like this is to subscribe. If you're looking at CAT 2021, I honestly think you should go in for the 2-year subscription, but a 1-year subscription should also be valid for that, right? Make sure that you use my referral code AV01 to get a 10% discount on any of these plans. Right. Let's get into today's session. Exactly what is a logarithm, right? I think the first area that most people get confused is to understand logarithm. ये होता क्या है? Log होता क्या है? Well, log जो है आपको समझना है, log is a sister function of the exponent function. मतलब log और exponent एक जैसे होते हैं, right? है ना? कैसे होते हैं? Supposing मैं example लेता हूँ. Supposing मैं बोलूँ y is equal to x square. तो ये square वाला function हो गया. इसका opposite क्या हो गया? x is equal to square root of y. तो यहाँ square root और square sister functions हो गए, right? Which means I can, instead of saying y is equal to x square, you can also say x is equal to square root of y. Similarly, logarithm and exponent are sister functions. आप interchange कर सकते हो, है ना? तो log का मतलब क्या है? The power to which, right? Let's define this properly. So if you have a function fx as log of x in the base a, तो इसका क्या मतलब है? The power to which a must be raised in order to become x is called the logarithm, है ना? a को कौन से पावर में रेज किया जाए ताकि वो x बन जाए. तो एक बार इसको अगर आप समझोगे तो let's say this is y, then this translates into a must be raised to this power y so that it becomes x, right? Which basically means that a power y is equal to x, right? Can you see that what started off as a logarithm has now become an exponent? Right? That's the meaning of logarithm. But you don't need to write to understand it. You can understand it directly. Supposing I ask you what is the logarithm of 25 in the base 5, then immediately your mind should ask what power of 5 makes 25, right? So you're immediately thinking 5 square is 25, right? So the second power of 5 makes 25, so this should be 2. ये बात समझ में आ रही है? अगर मैं बोलूं log 16 in the base 2 बताओ, तो आप बोलोगे 2 को कौन सा पावर है जो 16 बनाता है, तो आप सोचोगे 2 power 4 is 16, isn't it? Which means this should be 4, है ना. अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं what is log of 1/9 in the base 3, तो आप सोचोगे अच्छा 3 का कौन सा पावर है जो 1/9 बनाता है. 1/9 होता है 1/3 square, मतलब 3 power -2, तो this should be -2, right? So these are very quick sort of examples that illustrate कि लॉगरिथम होता क्या है. व्हाट पावर ऑफ द बेस ए, इस केस में बेस पेयर कहलाता है. सो व्हाट पावर ऑफ द बेस ए रिजल्ट्स इन द radicand x. That's x is called the radicand, a is called the base. Yeah. So the logarithm basically describes what power of a results in the radicand x. So you can see y is equal to log of x in the base a implies that a raised to the power y is x. Right? And quickly to understand the various parts, a is called the base, x is called the radicand, and clearly log of x in the base a or y will be the logarithm itself, right? So those are components of the logarithm, right? I hope that you guys understand what logarithm means, right? इसी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को थोड़ा सा आगे बढ़ाते हैं. For a logarithm to be valid, right? When does a logarithm really exist? Well, conditions A. Think about this. Right, the logarithm, I'm writing this as log of x in the base a. So what values of a and x are allowed? Well, first condition, both a and x must be positive, है ना. दोनों positive होने चाहिए. Neither the base nor the radicand can be negative. Even if one of them is negative, the logarithm itself will not exist, right? Second condition is that the base we've already established that the base must be positive, but remember it also cannot be equal to 1. Why? Because think about it, what power of 1 will make x? There is no power of 1 which will result in anything other than 1. So you will never allow the base to become 1, right? So base must be positive but not equal to 1. The radicand must be positive, it can be anything. It can also be 1. Okay, and a quick sort of basic understanding will be incomplete without touching upon what we know as the common and the natural logarithm. The common and the natural logarithm essentially are practical uses of the logarithm. The common logarithm is a log in the base of 10. If you studied, math at school, if you had logarithms at school, then you'd know that we have these logarithmic tables that you can refer to. All of those are common logarithms. They are logs in the base of 10. A is equal to 10. Why is the common logarithm important? Because the base is 10. Why is 10 so important? Because we're using the decimal system. Decimal system क्या होता है? Base 10 system होता है. है ना. There are 10 digits in the decimal system. तो 10 बहुत important value होता है. तो the common logarithm is one of the most common logarithms. Remember, when the base is 10, when you're talking about the logarithm in the base 10, then you can actually write the logarithm without mentioning the base, right? If you write supposing log of x, right, and the base is not mentioned, then this implies that the base must be 10. It implies that this is a common log, right? Similarly, a natural logarithm is when the base is also fixed, but now it's not 10, it's e. E, the mathematical constant e, which roughly equals 2.718. That's called a logarithm in the base of e is called a natural log, and hence it's written as ln. It stands for natural logarithm, right? So these are the two logarithms that you'll come across more often than not. तो confuse नहीं होना है. अगर log में base नहीं लिखा हुआ है तो then its base is 10. If it's written as ln x, then its base is e, and I know e is a constant which is roughly 2.7. It's definitely more than 1. ठीक है? तो ये तो understanding logarithm का हो गया. Let's now jump into the basic properties of logarithm. Remember, we said logs are similar to exponents. और exponents में क्या करते हैं? हम वो property study करते हैं ना कि a power m into a power n. जब दो exponents को multiply करते हैं तो उसके powers add हो जाते हैं, है ना? As long as the bases are same, the powers will get added. Similarly, even with logarithms, most questions will use properties of logarithms. So we need to know those very, very dearly. So the most basic property, the most important one in fact, is the antilog property. Basically, antilog क्या हुआ? When I am given an expression or an equation in x and logarithm, then I can remove the logarithm and express it in exponent terms, right? That's called taking an antilog. What does antilog mean? Remove the log and write the logarithm as an exponent. That's called an antilog, right? So what do you do in antilog? if you have log m is equal to n, then you'll say base तो a पता है मुझे, base को a रख के एक exponent create करते हैं where a is raised to the power of y or a is raised to the power of n in the screen over here, because n is the logarithm, isn't it? So a raised to the power n must be equal to the radicand m. That's called taking an antilog, है ना. अगर मुझे क्वेश्चन ने कभी बोला x is equal to log of 16 in the base 2, तो आप बोलोगे 2 raised to the power x is equal to 16. Base raised to the power the log will be equal to the radicand 16. तो इसको immediately 16 को 2 power 4 लिखेंगे, तो immediately you will get x as 4, right? So that's how you can work with logs, right? You can take an antilog, you can remove the logarithm. Hi Ayush, is this a new batch? Well, in a sense, yes, Ayush, we are discussing batch. We will discuss all the topics, है ना. तो इस लॉजिक से log of a in the base a 1 होता है. कैसे इमेजिन करते हैं इसको? So let's say x is equal to log of a in the base a. तो अगर आप एंटीलॉग लेते हो तो a raised to the power x is equal to a, which means x is 1, है ना. अगर मैं ये लिखूं, what find the value of log a power n, find the value of log a power n in the base a, तो आप बोलोगे अच्छा a का कौन सा पावर है जो a power n बनाता है? थोड़ा सा easy है ना, ये nth पावर ही होना चाहिए, right? So this should be n. Even if you don't understand it, then you'll say antilog लेंगे अगर इसमें तो a power x will be equal to a power will be the radicand a power n, which means x is equal to n, right? और similarly log अगर 1 हो जाए, है ना, तो आप सोचो x is equal to log of a in the base a 1. So if I take an antilog, then a power x will be 1. What power of a will become 1? The 0th power, है ना. So ये तीन properties है. When is the logarithm equal to 1? When radicand is equal to the base. When is the logarithm equal to 0? When the radicand is 1. When is the logarithm equal to n? When the radicand is a power n, right? So you should know how to use the antilog property. Yes, hi Shreya. Moving on. तो ये basic property था antilog, right? Even if you don't memorize it, when is the log equal to 0 or 1, you can still derive it as long as you know the antilog property. 3 other important properties are arithmetic in nature, right? If you add 2 logarithms, अगर 2 logs को हम add करते हैं, base अगर same है तो उनके radicands multiply हो जाएंगे. अगर आप subtract करते हो with the same base, then their radicands will get divided, right? And if you take a logarithm, if you multiply a log, what is n log m? It means if you keep adding a logarithm to itself n times, right? So n log m, तो ये n power जो है अंदर आ जाएगा, m power n बन जाएगा. उल्टा भी देख सकते हैं ना इसको. If you have logarithm and the radicand has a power, right? So you can take that power and take it outside the logarithm in the numerator, right? In fact, if the power exists not in the radicand but in the base, then also you can take the power n outside, but if it's in the base, then it will go out as a fraction, है ना. तो याद रखना ये, when it's log of a power n, then it will become n log a, right? When it is log of m power n, then it will become n log m. But if it is log of m in the base a power n, then that n will go out in the denominator. It will become 1 by n times log of m in the base a. Yeah. So you need to be very, very aware of these properties and be able to use them both ways, front-wise and also the other way around, right? And finally, one of the most important properties is the change of base property. Change of base क्या बोलता है? Example लेके सिखाता हूँ मैं आपको. Supposing इन सबको explain कर सकता हूँ मैं properties. Sorry, all these properties I can explain by way of an example. Supposing I want log of 20, right? Then I can write this as log of 20 क्या होता है? 4 into 5. 2 square into 5 हुआ, है ना. तो अब देखो यहाँ पे मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है, तो जब लॉग्स मल्टीप्लाई होता है तो ऐड हो जाएंगे उनके अलग अलग लॉग, which means this will become log 2 square plus log 5. I've used the first property. Then if I use the third property, देखो पावर है, radicand के अंदर पावर है, which means I can take the power outside. This becomes 2 log 2 plus log 5, है ना. Similarly, if you have, let's say, log of 0.3, then I'll write this as log of 3 by 10. आप कहोगे whenever things are being divided in the radicand, they will end up being subtracted. So this will become log of 3 minus log of 10, and then I'll say okay, if the base is not mentioned, then clearly this will be base 10, right? So then this log 10 means what power of 10 makes 10? Obviously the first power. So this is log 3 minus 1, है ना? तो इस तरह से you can apply all of these properties on very very simple questions. The change of base is an interesting property. Suppose let's take an example to understand that, है ना? But before we understand change of base, what about log 2 in the base 16, है ना? तो अब obviously if I try to use the basic definition of a log, what power of 16 makes 2? Well, it will be a fractional power, but I can easily judge this by saying okay, this must be log 2 in the base 2 power 4, and when the base has a power, I can take that power outside in the denominator and say this becomes log 2 in the base 2. What power of 2 makes 2? First power, which means this is equal to 1 by 4. Yeah, so that's the those are examples to illustrate how these properties work. Let's also understand the change of base property. Supposing I had log of 16 in the base 8, right? For example, right? Now this question I can translate by saying okay, now the radicand is a power of 2, 16 is a power of 2, the base is also a power of 2, right? Which means I would like to convert this into another logarithm where the base is 2, because clearly powers of 2 पे चल रहा है, तो 2 base होना चाहिए ना, not 8. So let's change the base, right? Change of base में क्या करते हैं? Whenever you want to change the base, you write log x upon log a. देखो, log x upon log a. And what is the base of these new logarithms? Whatever you want. Choose another base b, right? Which means I can write this as log 16 upon log 8 and choose a convenient base. What is the base I'll choose? 2. So I'll choose both places, I'll choose 2. What power of 2 makes 16? The fourth power. What power of 2 makes 8? The third power. So this logarithm will be equal to 4 by 3. नहीं श्रेया, अगर log लिखा हुआ है तो base 10 होता है. अगर log x लिखा हुआ है तो इसका मतलब है base 10 हुआ, right? But अगर ln x लिखा हुआ है तो base e होता है, right? I can see your problem, but this is the way it works out. Okay, let's look at some very very simple problems. I will use these properties. Find the value of log 11. देखो 1331 है, दिखना चाहिए. 11 cube is 1331, which means this can be written as log of 11 cube in the base 11. जो power है वो बाहर आ जाता है. This becomes 3 times log 11 in the base 11. What power of 11 makes 11? The first power. So which means this will be 3 into 1. So the answer to the first question is 3, right? Second one देखो, ये 343 क्या है? 343 is 7 cube. So this is log 7 cube in the base 7. Clearly answer will be 3. ये भी 3 है. 128 क्या है? 128. I hope you remember 128 is 2 power 7. Right? Which means the 7 will come out. 7 log 2. 7 in times log 2 is 1. Right? Because the base is also 2. Yeah? Okay. How about option D? मुझे कैलकुलेट करना है log 125 in the base 25. दोनों 25 के पावर्स है. So let's use change of base. यहाँ पे लगाते हैं change of base. क्या करेंगे? log 125 divided by log 25 लिखते हैं और दोनों केस में बेस हम 5 बना लेते हैं. 5 का कौन सा पावर है जो 125 बनाता है? 5 क्यूब. 5 का कौन सा पावर है जो 25 बनाता है? 5 स्क्वायर. So the answer to this question is 3 by 2. Yes, which leaves me with option E, right? 16 and 512, both powers of 2. So I'll write log 512 in the base 16, right? अच्छा, इस बार change of base नहीं करते हैं, इस बार अलग तरीके से करते हैं. log 512 होता है 2 power 9 और 16 होता है 2 power 4, right? So what I can do is I can use that property. जो भी radicand में power है वो बाहर numerator में आएगा, जो भी base में power है वो बाहर denominator में आएगा, and this will become log 2 upon in the base 2. So clearly that's 1. So this will become 9 by 4, which is 2.25. Right? So that's how you can calculate, that's how you can evaluate these basic logarithmic problems. Yes, 9 by 4. Good job, Shreya. है ना? Okay. Simple question देखते हैं और if log x is equal to -2, then what is the value of x? है ना? x निकालना है, क्या करूं? Antilog ले लेते हैं. Take an antilog in this problem. If you take an antilog, then 3 raised to the power -2 would be x, which means x is 1 by 9. है ना? बड़ा सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है. If log x is -2, then clearly x should be equal to 1 by 9. Similarly, find the value of this logarithm. Right? Good job. Right, sorry about that. Connection issues, guys. Hope you understand. हाँ जी, तो ये वाला लॉगरिथम कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? ऑप्शन डी इज करेक्ट से श्रेया. लेट्स सी. तो a इंटू बी अपॉन सी है, तो ये हो जाएगा log a. जहां पे भी मल्टीप्लाई होते हैं वहां लॉग्स ऐड हो जाते हैं, प्लस log b, और जहां पे भी डिवाइड होते हैं वहां सब्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा, माइनस log 25, considering the base as the same 5, right? So 5 power what makes 125? 5 cube, right? 5 power what makes 625? 5 power 4, and 5 power what makes 25? 5 power 2. So this is 3 plus 4 7 minus 2, which is 7 minus 2, which is 5. So the answer to this question would be option B, right? You could have obviously also cancelled this out, no? 25 into 5 is 125. So this will become 5 power 4 into 5 power 1, that's 5 power 5. So answer should be the 5th power. Yeah, I can see Shreya, थोड़ा सा गलती, silly mistake हो गया. No problem. Okay, how about this one? The logarithm of 0.0625 in the base 2. See if this one makes sense to you. Remember, we want log of 0.0625 in the base of 2. Find this logarithm. है ना? तो ये अगर निकालना है तो मतलब obviously I'm going to have to express this differently. So before I do that, मैं directly 0.0625 को ही express कर लेते हैं. ये क्या बनेगा? 625 divided by कितने zeros आएंगे denominator में? 4. So 10,000. Right, so 25 into 25 is 625, 25 into 4 is 100, so this will become 400, and again I can cancel out and say 25 ones are 25, 25 6 are 150, so I'm getting 0.0625 is actually 1 by 16th. So ये क्या बनेगा? log in the base 2 of 1 by 16, which means log in the base 2 of 2 to the power -4, और जब भी पावर होता है बाहर आ जाता है ना log से, so this will become -4 times log 2 in the base 2, which is obviously 1. So answer is -4 or option A. Yeah, I certainly hope that this question is clear. Right, here is another one, similar simple questions. Find the value of log 1 by 18 in the base 3 root 2. बड़ा सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है. आपको बस नोटिस करना है इन दोनों में कुछ ना कुछ रिलेशनशिप होना चाहिए। तो 3√2 आप देखो वर्सेस 18, राइट। सो 3√2 को स्क्वायर करके देख लेते हैं। 3√2 स्क्वायर क्या होगा, 9 इंटू 2 18 हो जाएगा। तो ये जो निकालना है मुझे, इसको मैं लिखता हूँ log इन द बेस 3√2 ऑफ 1/18, है ना। तो इसको मैं इमीडिएटली लिख दूंगा log इन द बेस 3√2 ऑफ 3√2 का होल स्क्वायर 1/that, है ना। गंदा सा लिख दिया यानी दिस इज बेसिकली 1/3√2 का होल स्क्वायर। मतलब ये बना log इन द बेस 3√2 ऑफ 3√2 रेज टू द पावर -2। तो पावर बाहर आ जाएगा -2 इंटू log 3√2 इन द बेस 3√2। तो ऑब्वियसली जब बेस और रेडिकंड इक्वल होता है लॉगरिथम 1 होता है, तो दिस विल बिकम -2, हेंस ऑप्शन बी। Yeah. So, I think the first step is to figure out. Hi Shivani, good evening. Hope you are doing well. So, I think the first thing that you guys want to do is कि इतना प्रैक्टिस कर लो यार कि लॉग में बिल्कुल बेसिक लेवल इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन जो है ना, देखो बहुत स्नैप में आने का चांस है, ऐसी बात नहीं है। स्नैप डज सी वेरी वेरी सिंपल लेवल ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, बट इफ यू वांट टू डू इट फॉर कैट एंड यू वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड सम ऑफ द हार्डर प्रॉब्लम्स, तो पहले बेसिक्स क्लियर होने चाहिए, बिल्कुल टिप्स पे ये क्वेश्चंस होने चाहिए। Let's look at one more. How about this? If log in the base x and this one is 9/16 is the radicand, and if the logarithm value is -1/2, find the value of x. देखो इसको, log in the base x 9/16 is the radicand, right? इसको थोड़ा सा मैं मिटा के नीटली लिख देता हूँ. In the meanwhile you guys can try. This is given to me as -1/2. Right? What kind of questions come in IPM? Well, IPM थोड़ा सा एडवांस्ड आएगा, इससे बेसिक लेवल के एक या दो लेवल्स ऊपर आएगा फॉर श्योर IPM में भी. तो डोंट वरी, आई वांट टू गेट द बेसिक्स आउट ऑफ द वे. लॉग्स जो है आज के सेशन में तो एटलीस्ट बेसिक्स कर लेंगे. इन अ फ्यूचर सेशन आई विल ऑल्सो डू सम ऑफ द हार्डर टाइप्स. Okay, Shreya's answering. Shreya's saying इसका आंसर D होना चाहिए. I wonder what Shivani thinks. Right. So here's what you do, है ना. तो करने को तो बहुत तरीके हैं, बट लेट्स से मैं यहाँ पे डायरेक्टली एंटीलॉग ले लेता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे x निकालना है ना. सो एंटीलॉग ले लेते हैं. x रेज टू द पावर -1/2 शुड बी इक्वल टू 9/16. ठीक है. अब जब भी नेगेटिव होता है तो मुझे पता है रेसिप्रोकल होना चाहिए 1/x रेज टू द पावर हाफ, और जब पावर हाफ होता है तो हो गया 1/√x, है ना. सो 1/√x इज 9/16. तो स्क्वायर कर लेते हैं इनको. स्क्वायर करेंगे तो 1/x हो जाएगा, और दिस विल बिकम 9 स्क्वायर 81, 16 स्क्वायर 256, व्हिच मींस x शुड बी द रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ दिस ऑप्शन डी, 256/81. गुड आंसर, गुड आंसर. बाकी तरीके क्या होंगे? वेल, दिखा देते हैं एक बार फिर से, नो प्रॉब्लम. द अदर वे वुड हैव बीन कि लॉग की प्रॉपर्टी यूज करते हैं, लॉग की प्रॉपर्टी ही यूज करते हैं, है ना. तो इसमें 9/16 है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल आई कुड डू, इसको मैं 3/4 रेज टू द पावर 2 भी लिख सकता हूं. तो ये 2 बाहर आ जाएगा. दिस विल बिकम लॉग, हाँ, बट एंड में, मतलब एंड में तो फिर एंटीलॉग लेना ही पड़ेगा. एट सम स्टेज यू विल हैव टू टेक एंटीलॉग, है ना. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हेन यू टेक द एंटीलॉग, राइट. तो दिस विल बिकम -1/4 इन द बेस x, है ना. तो यहां पे अगर एंटीलॉग लेंगे तो x रेज टू द पावर -1/4 इज 3/4. तो दोनों तरफ टेक रेसिप्रोकल कर लो, मतलब बनेगा ये x पावर 1/4 इज इक्वल टू 4/3, एंड देन टेक द फोर्थ पावर. तो फोर्थ पावर लेंगे तो ये बनेगा x टू द पावर 1/4 होल 4 विल बी इक्वल टू 4/3 रेज टू द पावर 4. तो ये तो बन गया x, यहां बनेगा 4/4 is 256, 3/4 is 81. तो वही आंसर आ जाएगा, राइट. बट देन आई मीन, हाँ, ये थोड़ा सा टफ भी हो गया. अगेन देखो, टफ इजी नहीं है, जो आपको पहले सूझे, राइट. दैट्स द क्राइटेरिया. Whatever comes first to your mind is the approach that you guys should be taking. I think I'm a firm believer in that, है ना. अच्छा, ये वाला करो. log of log है. ये बहुत कॉमन है इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन, राइट, वेयर सीरीज ऑफ लॉगरिथम्स विल बी like composed onto each other. This is like a composite log function. Log in the base 2 of log in the base 3 of log in the base 2 of x. If this is equal to 1, then find value of x. तो यहाँ पे मतलब obviously you'll have to take antilog again and again. Take antilog once. First antilog will tell me 2 raised to the power 1 will be the radicand. Radicand itself is a log. So log in the base 3 of log x should be 2 raised to the power 1. That's 2. Right? अब फिर से antilog लेंगे. Right? So 3 raised to the power, this should be the radicand, which means log x in the base 2 should actually be 3 square. That's 9. And then finally if you take an antilog the third time, then you'll get 2 raised to the power 9 is equal to x. So x is equal to 2 to the power 9. So x is equal to 2 to the power 9 is my answer, which is 512. Good answer, Shreya. Weirdly enough, I think my let me open up the screen. आप अगला वाला ट्राई कीजिए. Right? You want the value of log इतने सारे logs हैं, है ना. तो अब इस वाले composite function को हम उल्टा evaluate करेंगे, right? We'll say this is log in the base 2 of log in the base 2 of log in the base 3 of log 27 cube in the base 3, है ना. तो बिल्कुल अंदर से शुरू करते हैं. log 27 cube, तो इसको मैं लिखूंगा log in the base 3. 27 itself is 3 cube. So 3 cube का whole cube है, मतलब 3 power 9 बनेगा. This will become log in the base 3 of 3 power 9. तो 9 बाहर आ जाएगा ना. So this will become log. So this will become 9 log 3 in the base 3, which means 9. Right? And so in the very next step, one of the logarithms will vanish. है ना. तो ये बनेगा. This will become 9. So this will become log in the base 2 of log in the base 2 of log 9 in the base 3. 9 का कौन सा पावर है जो 3 का कौन सा पावर है जो 9 बनाता है? Now you know 3 square is 9, right? So 3 to the power 2, which means this logarithm will have a value of 2. So this becomes log 2 in the base 2. अब 2 का कौन सा पावर है जो 2 बनाता है? 2 power 1 is 2, which means this logarithm will be 1. So this will become log 1 in the base 2. 2 का कौन सा पावर है जो 1 बनाता है? 0. Which means the answer is 0. Option A. है ना? Yes, good answer, Shreya. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Very good, very good. Really like the progress you're making with this. Yeah. How about this one? है ना? Log plus log plus log plus log. This is like a sequence. Log 1.5 plus log 1 1/3. अगला टर्म क्या होगा? Log 1 1/4. अगला log 1 1/5, है ना. आखिरी टर्म क्या होगा? देखो, फर्स्ट टर्म में 2 आया, सेकंड टर्म में 3 आया, थर्ड टर्म में 4 आया, तो 190th टर्म में 1/199 आएगा, है ना. बट इसका ट्रिक क्या है? I can write this as, express these as improper fractions. So 1.5 will become 3/2. The next one will become 4/3. Then next one will become 5/4. Then 6/5. और ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा till the last one, which will become log 200/199, है ना. और जब बहुत सारे logs को ऐड करते हैं तो क्या होता है? इनके radicands मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएंगे, right? So 3/2 into 4/3 into, you can see what's happening here, right? all the way till you reach 200 over 199. Right? So clearly 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, right, will get cancelled out. All the way till 199 will get cancelled out. You will be left with 200 upon 2, which means this will become log in the base 10 of 100. What power of 10 makes 100? The second power, right? Because this has become 100 because 2 into 100 is 200. So my answer to this question is 2. Absolutely, Shreya. Good answer. That answer is indeed equal to 2. है ना? अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. Find the value of log 2 plus 16 log plus 1. देखो ये देखने में कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लग रहा है ना, तो यहाँ पे आपको देखना है कि सब फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव हाउ मेनी लॉग्स 1 2 3 4 लॉग्स, बट ऑल ऑफ देम हैव अ बेस ऑफ 10. ये तो दिखना चाहिए, इमीडिएटली दिख जाएगा. तो मतलब क्या करेंगे, सबको बेसिकली ऐड करते हुए दिखाएंगे. अगर 4 लॉग्स ऐड हो रहे हैं तो उनके रेडिकेंट्स मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएंगे ना, क्योंकि बेस सेम है, बट ये पावर्स को अंदर ले जाना पड़ेगा, राइट? व्हिच मींस द फर्स्ट स्टेप आई डू, आई राइट दिस एज log 2. अच्छा, ये तो पहले सब सिंपल है, बट ये 16 अंदर जाएगा तो ये 16/15 पावर 16 हो जाएगा, ये है ना. अगला लॉगरिथम क्या है, पावर 12 हो जाएगा, 25/24 टू द पावर ऑफ 12. एंड फाइनल वाला जो है log 81/80 टू द पावर 7. और अब 4 लॉग्स ऐड हो रहे हैं, उनके रेडिकेंट्स मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएंगे. सो नाउ लेट्स राइट दिस एज 2 इंटू, अब 16 को लिखते हैं 2 पावर 4. 16 इज 2 पावर 4. सो अगर हम मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे 4 इंटू 16, दिस विल बिकम 2 पावर 4 इंटू 16 इज 64, राइट? 15 itself is 3 into 5, so 3 power 16 into 5 power 16. ऐसे ब्रेकअप करते हुए चलते हैं, मल्टीप्लाई करते हुए, राइट? यहाँ पे 25 पावर 12 है, 25 क्या हुआ 5 स्क्वायर, so this will become 5 square to the power 12 or 5 to the power 12, 2s are 24. 24 can be written as 2 cube into 3, है ना? So 3 power 12 तो आएगा ही डिनोमिनेटर में, but 2 power 3 into 12 is 2 power 36, right? And finally 81 is 3 power 4, so this will become 3 power 4 into 7, 4 7s are 28, divided by 80. 80 क्या है, 80 is 2 power 4 into 5, है ना? 16 5s are 80, so 2 power 4 raised to the power 7, so 2 power 4 7s are 28 into 5 power 7 आ जाएगा, है ना? तो अब हम 2 के पावर्स को कंबाइन करते हैं, 3 के पावर्स को कंबाइन करते हैं और 5 के पावर्स को कंबाइन करते हैं. देखो 2 में न्यूमरेटर में 2 पावर्स है, 1 + 64 is 65, और डिनोमिनेटर में क्या है 36 है, सब्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा. एक और 28 है, वो भी सब्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा, राइट? फिर 3 पे आ जाते हैं. 3 न्यूमरेटर में पावर 28 है, डिनोमिनेटर में एक 16 और एक यहाँ पे, अच्छा ये 12 है, हाँ, -16 -12 हो जाएगा. और 5 न्यूमरेटर में 24, डिनोमिनेटर में -16 -7. लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस. सो दिस बिकम्स log of 65 minus this is 64, so 2. This is 28 minus 28 0, and this is 24 minus 23, that's also 1, right? So this becomes log 10. अब बेस तो पहले से 10 था, 10 का कौन सा पावर है जो 10 बनाता है, फर्स्ट पावर. आंसर इज ऑप्शन बी. I'm not sure, Shreya, how you got 12. Oh yeah, it's 12. Yes, you mean in the denominator, right? 3 power 12. Yes, I've corrected it. Right? तो 2 और 5 बचेगा, तभी आंसर 10 हो गया. Hope that's clear. Another one, similar question है. देखो log minus log plus log, है ना? log minus log plus log में क्या करेंगे, माइनस वाले को डिवाइड और प्लस वाले को सब मल्टीप्लाई. तो ये बनेगा log 9/14. तो ये माइनस है तो ये डिवाइड हो जाएगा, मतलब डिवाइड मतलब रेसिप्रोकल से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो. 16/15 और यहाँ मल्टीप्लाई ही होगा 35/24. 5 3s are 15, 5 7s are 35, 3 3s are 9, 3 8s are 24, 8 2s are 16, 2 2s are 4. ओहो, सॉरी अबाउट दैट, ये मैंने 14 को 4 लिख दिया था. तो दिस विल बिकम log 9/14 into 16/15 into 35/24. Right? So 7 into 2s are 14, 7 into 5, 5 3s are 15, 3 3s are 9, and 3 8s are 24, 8 2s are 16, and then the 2 and 2 cancel out, which means you'll end up getting log 1. Base is 10, right? 10 power 0 is 1. So answer will be option A. Yeah. है ना? तो ये इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस जो है 30 सेकेंड्स में होने चाहिए, राइट? यू मस्ट बी, मतलब इफ नॉट 30 सेकेंड्स एटलीस्ट एट मोस्ट 1 मिनट, 1 मिनट के अंदर इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन करना है. बिल्कुल बेसिक लेवल का इजी क्वेश्चन है ये. Okay, slightly more application based is this problem. Log P is given to me as 25, log Q is given to me as 5. How are P and Q related to each other? तो P और Q कैलकुलेट करना है, तो यहाँ पे एंटी-लॉग ले लेते हैं. If you take an anti-log, what will you get? P will be equal to 8 power 25 and Q will be equal to 2 power 5, right? So clearly दिख रहा है इसको 2 cube to the power 25 है ये, मतलब ये बना 2 power 75 और Q है 2 power 5. तो अगर मुझे P को Q के टर्म्स में रिप्रेजेंट करना है तो इसको 2 power 5 into 15 लिख सकता हूँ, मतलब ये बनेगा 2 power 5 raised to the power 15, which means this will become Q power 15 is equal to P. So P and Q are related as, how are they related? P is equal to Q power 15. Yeah, hopefully that's clear to all of you. Okay, here's another one. If a power x is given to me as b power y, then how about a relationship between a and b? पावर 70, हाँ, बट फिर वो what do we do with this, right? Remember, I have log a, right? A power x equal to b power y, और अगर मैं ऑप्शंस देखूं तो सब में log लिया तो हुआ है, बट बेस उसका 10 है. So taking log, let's take log on both sides, right? So this will become log a power x equals log b power y, मतलब पावर बाहर आ जाएगा, x log a equals y log b. बताओ, तो मतलब log a upon log b should be equal to y by x, या x by y equal to log b by log a, है ना? तो देखो ऑप्शन ए क्या है, log a by b, ये तो नहीं होगा. log a upon log b is equal to x by y, ये भी गलत है. log a upon log b is equal to y by x, ये बिल्कुल सही है. ऑप्शन C is the correct choice. Absolutely right, Shreya. About this one. इसको कैसे करें? log 5 in the base 5 तो 1 होगा, ये तो सीधा ही हटा देते हैं, ये तो 1 हो गया, ये दोनों बचेंगे, है ना? तो यहाँ पे क्या करें? log 9 in the base 4 into log 2 in the base 3. तो चेंज ऑफ बेस कर लेते हैं, चेंज ऑफ बेस कर लें दोनों में, तो दोनों में 10 बेस 10 में कर लेते हैं. तो दिस विल बिकम log 9 अपॉन log 4 into log 2 अपॉन log 3. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे 9 obviously is 3 square, so I can, and 4 is 2 square, which means I can write this as log 3 square upon log 2 square into log 2 by log 3, है ना? और ये पावर्स बाहर आ जाते हैं ना, तो ये बनेगा 2 log 3 अपॉन 2 log 2 into log 2 by log 3. तो ये log 2 और log 3 तो कैंसिल आउट हो जाने, and 2 and 2 will also cancel itself out. What will I get? 1. Answer is option A. Right? How about this one? Change of base का क्वेश्चन है ना ये. इसको या दूसरे प्रॉपर्टीज वाला क्वेश्चन है, log 27 इन द बेस 9 प्लस log 32 इन द बेस 8, है ना. तो ये दोनों 3 के पावर्स है, इसको मैं लिख सकता हूँ log 3 क्यूब डिवाइडेड बाय इन द बेस 3 स्क्वायर प्लस log 2 पावर 5 इन द बेस 2 पावर 3, है ना. तो जब भी पावर होता है रेडिकंड में वो बाहर आ जाता है न्यूमरेटर में, और जब भी बेस में पावर होता है वो बाहर आ जाता है डिनोमिनेटर में. सेम वे दिस विल बी 5 बाहर आ जाएगा न्यूमरेटर में, और बेस का जो पावर है वो बाहर आ जाएगा डिनोमिनेटर में. और ये log 3 इन द बेस 3 एंड log 2 इन द बेस 2 विल बी 1. सो आई विल एंड अप गेटिंग 3/2 प्लस 5/3, है ना. तो एलसीएम 6 हो गया. 9 प्लस 10 इज 19. सो आंसर इज 19/6, ऑप्शन बी. Which question, Shreya? Could you explain again? Which question are you not getting? एक बार चैट में मुझे बता दो कौन सा क्वेश्चन था. ये वाला. Right? I think this one is what you are not getting, right? Right? सबसे पहले you should notice that first thing you'll notice is that this is product of 3 logs. Right? So this is like log 5 in the base 5 into log 9 in the base 4 into log 2 in the base 3, है ना. तो सबसे पहले ये तो इक्वल टू 1 हो गया. 5 का कौन सा पावर है जो 5 बनाता है? फर्स्ट पावर, राइट. सो दिस विल बिकम 1 into, है ना. तो ये तो हटा ही दो सीधे ही. देन यू लुक एट 9/4. तो इसको मैं ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ log 3 square in the base 2 square, right. And now your property that you're using is log, when the base is a and you have x power m, then the power comes out, है ना. And similarly when you have log x in the base a power n, then the power comes out in the denominator. 1/n log x in the base a बनता है ना. तो यहाँ पे पावर रेडिकंड में भी है और बेस में भी है. तो रेडिकंड का पावर न्यूमरेटर में आ जाएगा और बेस का पावर डिनोमिनेटर में आ जाएगा. ये समझे? रेडिकंड का जो पावर है वो न्यूमरेटर में बाहर आता है और बेस का जो पावर है वो डिनोमिनेटर में बाहर आता है. तो ये 3 स्क्वायर का 2 न्यूमरेटर में आएगा, 2 स्क्वायर का 2 2 स्क्वायर का 2 डिनोमिनेटर में आ जाएगा. तो दिस विल बिकम log 3 इन द बेस 2 इंटू log 2 इन द बेस 3. तो ये 2 और 2 कट गया. और लास्ट स्टेप में चेंज ऑफ बेस लगाते हैं. इसको लिखते हैं log 3 अपॉन log 2 both of them in the base 10 into log 2 upon log 3 both of them again in the base 10. तो ये log 3 कैंसिल हो जाएगा, log 2 भी कैंसिल आउट हो जाएगा. You'll end up getting 1. Does this make sense to you now, Shreya? I think the properties were confusing you, right? These are properties that I'm using in this problem, right? I'm basically saying अगर रेडिकंड में पावर है तो बाहर न्यूमरेटर में आ जाएगा, अगर बेस में पावर है तो बाहर डिनोमिनेटर में आ जाएगा पावर. Yes, absolutely, you can say that. Good. That is also an interesting, actually a derived property, all right. You can indeed say log of x in the base a can be written as 1 by log a in the base x, right. और ये by the way derive change of base से ही होता है. इसको मैं log x in the base x divided by log a in the base x अगर लिखूंगा तो ये न्यूमरेटर 1 हो जाएगा ना, और ये डिनोमिनेटर log a in the base x है. तो अगर आप बेस और रेडिकंड को एक्सचेंज करते हो तो रेसिप्रोकल बन जाएंगे. यस, दैट इज द प्रॉपर्टी. ओके, वेल दैट रैप्स अप today's session. I think इसमें और भी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं. Absolutely, I am the same person. I'm not sure if this is BS Creations, but this brings me to the end of this session. Do check out the Unacademy app. मैं वहाँ पे भी कई बार free classes लेता हूँ. Special classes is what they call it there. Yeah. So do attend some of the free lectures available there for you to try the Unacademy app. But end of the day, I would suggest that you go in for a subscription plan called Plus, right? Which will be quite useful, right? Why is it useful? वेल क्योंकि आप बैच ज्वाइन कर सकते हो, आप वहां पे काफी सारे क्लासेस अटेंड कर सकते हो. All you need to do is install the app, choose your course as CAT and choose one of these subscription plans. Given that we're targeting CAT for next year, probably should take a 12-month or a 24-month plan, because it just gives you enough preparation time. Discount code AB01 gets you a 10% on any program. Next class, Shreya, is going to happen tomorrow. I have a class at 6, I have a class at 8. So tomorrow, join me again tomorrow. And we'll go ahead and discuss these. When will IPMAT lectures come? Well, most of what we are covering here is also relevant for IPMAT. तो IPMAT के lectures यहाँ से भी आप कर सकते हैं. And there is nothing wrong with that. I'm not specifically doing anything for IPMAT though. Not right now. Do subscribe to our channel, YouTube पे और Telegram पे. Yeah. And in fact, if you want my schedule on a regular basis, just follow my handle Anand for Quant. This is my Unacademy channel. यहाँ पे आपको updates मिलते रहेंगे मेरे schedule के बारे में, right? That's it for today. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great week. I hope you had a great new year.